Hey guys, it's Kelsey. This is our third vlog. Really far into the semester. I've learned so much stuff, it's very overwhelming. I feel like sometimes it's just way too much stuff to even learn in one day or one case. And actually I got really good advice from my preceptor the other day that every day we have clinic and every case that we have to go in and tell yourself to pick up on 2 things per case. Like, don't try to look at it as a whole, which I've definitely been doing, and I don't know, I've really been struggling with that because it's so overwhelming to just try to understand the process and the anatomy and anticipating what the surgeon's going to want and just trying to understand all the instruments, and especially in orthopedics with all the different instrumentation and all the different just instruments that are coming in and out with all the reps, and it's a lot. But I'm really going to take that into consideration and really focus on just learning 1 to 2 things and 1 to 2 different processes that I know the surgeon's going to take and what we're going to do in that exact surgery. So I really did like that advice. We're going to answer a few questions. Have you had an embarrassing moment yet, or even witnessed one? I feel like anytime I mess up, it's pretty embarrassing just because I'm new and I don't know, I'm a student, But one really embarrassing thing that actually happened the other day, oh gosh. So, it's not a huge deal, but I was very embarrassed and I apologized probably 10 times. Probably was more annoying apologizing than anything, but after the case was done, we're cleaning everything up, and I went up to the table to clean everything up, take all the drapes off, whatnot, get the patient all set, and I reach up to take off the light handles, and my glove got stuck in between the little silicone piece and the metal part, and the first assist is literally standing directly below me, and I just kind of slid the light out of the way and was unscrewing it. But the way it got stuck on my glove, I brought my hand down thinking that I would catch it with my other hand, and it just whacked her in the head and bounced right off her shoulder and fell onto the floor, and she started laughing, and I just kind of looked at her and I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, I just hit you, I don't even know what I'm doing, and she's laughing at me, but I seriously just turned bright red like a tomato, and I was very embarrassed. But, whatever. It happens, and I moved on, and I apologized, and she seriously just kept laughing, and she was like, stop apologizing, you're fine, it's gonna be okay. But, yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. The next question is, what mistakes have you made? Oh gosh. A lot. A lot meaning mostly just handing around instrumentation and being very confident of knowing what it is, or just thinking if they say a certain type of retractor, you don't know the retractor and you grab it and you're like, yes, this is it, I'm gonna make the surgeon smile or whatever, and you hand it and oh shoot, it's not it, but you tried. But yeah, that's definitely one of my biggest mistakes, is passing the wrong instruments, or trying to remember what instruments go with what process of the surgery. So I've struggled a couple times with that. Just thinking we're to this part in the surgery and we still have to do this part before we use these instruments. So that's been quite the challenge. I don't know. I don't think I really have made huge mistakes, but I feel like little mistakes with the instruments like that leads up to huge mistakes because it stalls the surgery and maybe upsets the surgeon and just the environment in the room. But that also is very overwhelming to take. You want, I don't know, when I'm doing it, I want to learn, and obviously that's how we're going to learn with all the hands-on stuff, but I don't know. You try it and you're confident and it just doesn't work. And you just kind of sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, I just made a huge mistake that could have totally been avoided. And if I would have just known that it was this instrument instead of this instrument, I would have saved 2 seconds that could have been put towards something else in the surgery that could have made it go quicker or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of the surgeons, nurses, first assist, whoever they are, understand for the most part, because obviously they've been in our shoes at one point in their career, and that's definitely comforting when someone is actually voices that. Like, a couple of the preceptors have been like take a deep breath, like, we have been in your shoes, like, you have so much stuff to learn and you're gonna continue to learn new stuff every single day, so like, just take a deep breath. And it's just the way it is. Like, you have to learn hands-on. You obviously can sit there and read out of a textbook, but once you're in the actual field doing the actual stuff, it's completely different. So I don't know. There's been a lot of good advice from the preceptors in that way, though, and back to just taking piece by piece and remembering that of each surgery, and then going back into that surgery, say a week later when you have the same exact surgery, you're going to know those two pieces, and you could pretty much do them yourself rather than ask for help. So I don't know. I guess that's beneficial. What's another one? How did you fix them? How did you handle them? Did you pick yourself up or worry about it all day? I guess it really depends. But to fix it, I feel like when I voice it, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, this is the instrument, and then I like hand that instrument or whatever, it's just like processing through my head, like, I'll get it next time. Like, I'm probably never gonna forget that instrument is, or the name of that instrument equals that instrument. So yeah, I don't know. But fixing them, I definitely like to voice, which sometimes I feel like I have to feel out how the surgeon's going to take me apologizing, or maybe voicing that I'm sorry or that I'm embarrassed, or I don't know. Sometimes I feel like without saying anything it's way better. But how did you handle them? I handled them, I don't know, I guess not terrible, but not good, so in between, I don't know. Did you pick yourself up or worry about it all day? I definitely picked myself up for the most part, and it's like I was just talking about how it's comforting when someone is like, it's okay, like, you're gonna get it next time. A lot of the preceptors do that when you hand the wrong instrument or whatever it is, but that definitely boosts your confidence and wants you to pick yourself up rather than put yourself down. But sometimes when it's very tense and it might be a tough surgeon that I'm working with, I definitely do worry about it all day. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm just thinking, if I wasn't so slow as a student, like, I could totally save time doing this surgery, and I could make the surgeon happier, or I could have made things go a lot smoother if I actually knew what was going on. But I understand it just comes with time, and everyone keeps reminding me that. But yeah, so I definitely do a mix of both, of picking myself up and worrying about it all day. But oh well. The next one is, have you noticed that everyone in the OR makes mistakes? Yes, definitely. Even being a student, like, trying to adjust to different surgeons and different preferences, and such just a rotation of different things, and trying to, like, I don't know, sometimes if I have, like, the same surgeon that I'm working with for, say, 2 days that we're there, I'll try to, like, memorize things about that surgeon, or I'll write it in my notebook, obviously, but then you get there the next day or the next week, and it's a completely different surgeon, completely different personality, different preferences, and I feel like the nurses in the OR, whether they've been there for a month or years or 10 years or I don't know, their whole life, they struggle with that too. And a lot, obviously if it's specialized, like they know the surgeons very well, but sometimes in like the general cases, I can just tell how tense they are themselves too. And yeah, I definitely do see everyone making mistakes, and not that it's good to see that as a student, but it is comforting again that you know that they make a mistake and they're just kind of brush it off and they're like, oh, like, yeah, this is what I need to do. Whoops, sorry, I did this. And you just go on. You don't put yourself down, because honestly that's going to make for a miserable day and it's not going to end good. Especially if it's a surgeon that's hard to deal with. So that's kind of what I've caught onto with seeing people make different mistakes. How does the team around you handle their mistakes? Pretty much just either fix what they needed to do or tell the surgeon that they're going to get it next time. But one thing is that I noticed that people don't say I'm sorry, and I've gotten into the habit of saying sorry because I don't know, I just feel like I'm that type of a person, and sometimes I say it too much and I know that, but I feel like the surgeon is going to just tell you straight up, like, quit saying sorry, like, you're learning, you're fine. But I was told that by one surgeon. But I don't know, it's just natural to be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for, like, messing up or whatever. But have mistakes become easier since the beginning, or do you still find them embarrassing? Definitely easier from the beginning. And honestly, yes, I do find some of them still embarrassing, but it's just really based on the environment in the room and how everyone else is acting. And I don't know, if you get like kind of a sigh or an eye roll or attitude towards you for making the mistake, then obviously you're going to feel embarrassed. But if not, and the surgeon is talking with you and understanding that you are learning and maybe educates you on what you messed up on, like, that's totally fine, and that definitely helps a lot. If not, how did you get over that hurdle? So how did you... I don't know. Just kind of watching other people in the OR and seeing them make a mistake and watching their reaction, and I've kind of been not copying but picking up on things that they've been doing. And I don't know, it honestly just depends on the environment and how the surgery is going, how the surgeon's acting, how they treat you. But yeah, I guess I've just kind of become more confident in myself, and I keep telling myself, like, Kelsey, you're going to get it next time. It's okay that you made a mistake. That's how you're going to learn. And there are a couple surgeons that have specifically, like, turned around and talked right to me and said, like, I'm not yelling at you, but that was a mistake and you weren't supposed to hand me that instrument then, and it kind of delayed my surgery, but now you're going to know to not do that next time. And that definitely helps, coming from a surgeon especially, like, just getting that extra comfort from them that they actually care and they're just not ticked off at you for screwing up their surgery. But yeah, I don't know. I truly believe in learning from your mistakes and going on with things and not just keeping everything on the back burner and eating away at you, because I don't know, you're not going to make it far if you're